Death Eaters. I mean, all these are sort of supposed to be older wounds.
So they're just a build-up of wounds?
Yeah, over the year. Where he's stood up for Dumbledore and what's right, and he's paid the price for it, really. Whereas this one's a new one. This happens in the burns as well.
Look at the burns.
This is from the bridge scene where Neville has to try and halt the advancing Death Eaters, and they plant some charges on the bridge, a bit like a bridge too far.
Right.
And he's on the bridge when it goes down. And then he's just been again a bit more. Voldemort's just fired him through with a spell, and he's come 50 yards into here, across all this rubble, and landed somewhere over there.
Down that way?
On all those beds over there.
Handy stretchers to land on.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it a comfortable fall?
I think that's how he survived, with the stretchers. Okay. So he got up and...
What have they got, in the world of magic and wonderful craziness, why have they got Second World War mattresses?
I can't answer that.
No.
I can't answer that.
But at least you survived.
But yes, we survived. Yeah, so we're okay. And he gets up and then stumbles out here for the climax of the battle.
I've seen you waving a sword about, and
the sword of Gryffindor.
Look,
here it is.
This is the sword keeper.
Here we go. This is the sword of Godric Gryffindor.
Can I have a feel?
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, that's got a nice weight to it.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
So do you get given sort of like sword fighting lessons?
We had a few. Like,
can you give me a tip? Am I holding it correctly? Is this?
You're holding it fine, I guess.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm from Essex, so I have some history with sword fighting.
Okay, right. Well, I guess the main thing is to have a very sort of a firm grip on the sword for a start.
Right.
And then you block it. When it's blocked, we're blocking spells. Yeah. We're actually sword fighting.
Okay, so it's a bit.
So
like
it has to be a very extravagant sort of.
Go on, show me.
Well, what we've been doing is sort of when we're blocking the spells, it's very sort of all the way up like that, and then blocking them away, really sort of.
It's almost like a sliced backhand on a table tennis table.
Exactly. Yeah,
but with the sword.
Slicing it that way.
Talk me through what you're doing, because you and Rupert seem to be doing a lot of rolling around in the rubble.
We are. Well, you see, we're being chased by a giant snake.
Ah, right. We've been watching a lot of attempts to kill this snake today.
We have. We keep failing.
And Ron's stuck under you, so he doesn't get to be the hero.
Hang on, no.
Oh.
We fall down together, and he protects me and holds me in a loving embrace as we're about to die.
It's quite a tight space where we have to fall in, and we're holding hands as well. And we have to kind of fall, kind of romantically as well. So.
Was that stage direction?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Well, yeah, she's got to kind of nestle into me, and it's quite cool. But
so, is that something that you coordinate with Emma? Right, this is how we're going to nestle. This is how we're going to do it. Fall romantically.
Yeah, because this is after the kiss, all this stuff. So we're kind of a couple now.
All this rolling around and fighting, and you're going to get a few cuts and bruises along the way.
This was my addition, the sexy cut lip.
Hold on. That's something you did or something you asked for?
That was something that I asked for.
So you looked at it, so you thought, I've got to have...
I was like, if we're going to do this whole epic,
beaten up
thing, I want a cut lip.
And you've got a great graze on your neck as well.
Well,
that's not love bite, wasn't it, is it?
No.
Ron's been in
that would have been
rubble
awkward. No, this is from Bellatrix. She tries to slit my throat, actually.
She's good like that, isn't she?
Yeah, she's pretty mean. Yeah.
I still find it incredible though, because looking at you, and I'm stood,
very close to you,
and it still looks so real. So
I know
the scar on your neck or the cut on your lip.
It's funny because I forget. I wear it all day, and then I catch myself in the mirror, and I'm like, God, I look terrible. I look really bad. No, but it's fun. It's fun.
Sounds good. So I'm off to make up to get a little injury of my own.
So Amanda, what are you going to do to me?
So we're going to make you battle worn.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to give you, we have all these little pieces here that we've made up. So this would be like a hit that you could have had a punch underneath the eye. It could have been some falling debris. There's so many places that people could have got wounded in this battle. Majority probably from falling debris, from spells that the Death Eaters are putting on the castle.
Okay.
So we have a whole pizza box here of an array of different...
I didn't know pizza delivery did this sort of thing.
Bondo wounds.
Yeah.
It keeps them flat. So there's all sorts of different scrapes and grazes and things that we put on, and then we can colour them. And then, then you can go out there and get covered in all the dirt.
See, the thing about the cuts, though, is they must be sort of great fun to have on.
They love them for the first bit, and they all want the biggest cuts and the biggest wounds, and there's always a battle going on of who's got the best cut. And then that's fine for the first week, And after that, when they're in long makeups, like Neville gets really badly, and he's in makeup for quite a long time, and he's lost interest.
Has he?
Yeah, and now he wishes that he'd gone for something smaller. And so it sounds it's a good idea at the time, and there's a big sort of lots of scar envy goes on. Who's got the best scar?
There's a moral in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Be careful
So
what you
it's-
wish for.
Yeah, exactly.
After the break, as filming comes to a close, the stars reflect on growing up in the public eye.
In Kid Star's top trumps, we're worth nothing.
Nothing.
And we find out how they're feeling about it all coming to an end.
I don't know, I guess I'm in denial.
Tell you what, you should see the other fella. It's nearly the end for Harry, Voldemort, the good, the bad and the ugly who populate the world created by J.K. Rowling in that cafe at the end of the last millennium, which means it's nearly the end for us too. The young stars of the films have grown from children to adults before our very eyes and have actually spent more than half their lives playing their characters. What's that been like watching them grow up?
Well, extraordinary, and they've great. It's been lovely, and a bit of a shock. You suddenly go, you know, like Rupert suddenly talking like this, and I remember Christopher Columbus saying he'd just been up in the cutting room, and they'd done the invisibility cloak bit, and Rupert had gone in talking like this, and then, of course, they'd shot when he came out months later, and he'd come out talking like this. So they had to.
He'd gone through
Bit of
puberty
job.
under the cloak.
He had.
Amazing thing happens in Harry
I
Potter.
know, lots of people would like to go through puberty under a
so much
cloak,
easier,
wouldn't
wouldn't
they?
it?
It's such a difficult time. But when you see sort of clips from, like, the first one, The Philosopher's Stone, they're just so cute, aren't they? I'd forgotten they were like that. And now they're young men and young women. You can't help but feel maternal and seeing them grow up and thinking they're going out into the world now. It's like, it feels like that, you know, you feel sort of want to protect them and a bit. So
Yeah,
there's a bit of that
course.
feeling. I'd never say that to them.
No.
No, don't tell anyone.
No.
But
From the very beginning, Dan, Rupert and I have been made aware that I almost feel like we were ticking bombs that the public just expected, you know, as you said, about this time, you know, around now, they'll be losing it. But I think it's a number of different things. I think it's the English film industry is very different from Hollywood. And I think this particular environment, the fact that we've had, you know, a solid base, Leavesden Studios, we've just been incredibly sheltered. We're not part of a bigger film industry scene or Hollywood or celebrity thing. We're here every day and we're working really hard.
None of you have been into rehab. None of you have sort of, you know, had sort of huge, imagine, breakups in the press and stuff like
In
that.
Kid Star's top trumps, we're worth nothing.
Nothing. No
Nothing.
points whatsoever.
Nothing. And I am quite a boring person. I enjoy being at home and watching TV. The thing is, I like parties and I like all that stuff as much as anyone else does. But when it comes to the work, it's work, and it's the work that I like.
I suppose we're always quite busy, really. I mean, you don't get a lot of time to really go too off the rails. But I don't know. There's still time.
Do you think that sort of you're ever going to get over being in Harry Potter? Do you think you'll ever sort of be able to leave it behind and say, right, that's done now?
I'm not sure. Everyone keeps asking me now, like, wow, it must be incredible, and the memories and stuff. And you don't think of it. I don't know whether it's something to do about my age, but at this point in my life, I don't really look back at it that much and think, wow, that was, you know... I guess to put it in perspective is very hard to do at my age. I don't have anything to compare it to either. You don't remember that much of your life before you were 10 years old. I mean, obviously, I've got a few memories, but
Sure.
my life pretty much... My memory started work pretty much around 10 or 11, and that's how long I've been here for, so it's kind of all I know.
Can you buy a pint of milk without people saying, oh, hello?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much constant and it's kind of everywhere, but everyone's always really positive. It's just I've never really seen it as kind of something to really hide away from. It's always been... Yeah, I remember once when I was in America, I think I was in America somewhere, and someone wanted a photo with me, and I put my arm around her, and she told me not to touch her. So that was probably the only kind of bad experience.
She asked for your photo and then said, don't touch me.
That's what you do, isn't it? When you
I would have
have
thought so.
But yeah,
weird.
she didn't want it. So
That told you. Do you ever look back and think you've missed out on anything?
Factually speaking, I have missed out on certain